I think we can start slowly. Thanks for joining us today. It's gonna be a interesting topic and one of my favorite topic too, Red Team Active Directory. So let me introduce about the community, what we do. Rootecstak goal is to spread awareness in cybersecurity, bring out a greater number of students, professionals into the cybersecurity domain, and to provide clear guidance about career opportunities. We take pride in doing that. Together, we can make the world a better cyber safe place. We have an happy news to share. We are going to conduct our first offline event in January 6th on Saturday in Chennai with four different speakers in four different security topics. So to know more about the updates, follow all our handles and channels that will be shared in the chat. So do support us. Over to you, Magesh, for speaker introduction.
Hello.
Yes, Magesh, we
Now,
can hear you.
yeah. So, hey guys, we are back with an interesting topic. So, about our speaker, Mr. Karthik Prabhu is a working professional as a security engineer in Tata Elxsi, Bangalore. So, he has 3 years experience in offensive security and pen testing. He is working on various domains such as web, mobile, API, cloud, hardware testing and also in red team his expertise in cloud security is commendable. He completed various certifications such as ECPPT, uh, ELearn security and penetration tester, CEH certified ethical hacker, Microsoft AZ 900 and many more. So over to you, sir.
So hi Rakesh, thank you for your time. Today, let me share my screen.
Yes, Karthik, you are audible and clear.
Yeah. So I hope my screen is visible. Yeah.
Yes, we can see you.
Hi guys, good evening. I will quickly about give the intro about me. I have 3 years experience in offensive security as Magesh told. So I hold certification like ECPPT, CEK, JZ 900 and SE 900. And currently here preparing for CRTP and AZ 500. So we'll see the content what we are going to see today. Before that, I will going to explain why red team engagement needed for one company. So mainly, what is the purpose? So what are the difference between actual pen testing and red team? So we are going to discuss about that. And here I will give the disclaimer I'm not going to deep dive into particular AD concept as well as my goal is to cover the fundamental process of AD. How is AD working? How it's relevant to red teaming. So, process for complete red team engagement. If one company is getting requested for red team engagement, means what is the process flow from scratch to end? So that's what I need to go discuss about today. So we'll go again one by one process. So we'll see about introduction of red teaming and what is the difference between red team, blue team, and purple team, and as well as pen testing. Like an adversary emulation plan. What is adversary emulation plan? How it's relevant to red teaming? In that threat intelligence, what framework we are using? For example, in web application, we use a framework we'll use like OAuth top 10 as a standard, right? So in that red team, what we are using going to use? What is the process flow of complete red team execution from starting to end? So what is external red team engagement? What is internal red team engagement? Everything we're going to see about the process. So we'll see one by one. So first we'll see what is red team. So from one adversary point, which means hacker from outside. So it's going to hack some infrastructure, network, something. So the main goal of red teaming engagement, which is provided from companies, the goal is to penetrate and maintain the persistence. From outsider perspective, which are attacks are possible, which will be impact business as well, revenue as well, and reliability as well for the particular company. So company will hire red teamers. So they will use some technique like internally they will do penetration and they will do as a adversary point of view attacks. So in public perspective, that is a main. So they will use like TTP. That is a TTP is a tactic technique procedure. I will show one by one. So some kind of a real adversary against the live production environment. So from that we can elevate like infrastructure and the people, process, and technology. So red teaming is not only we stand with like only technology; it's also it's kind of people as well. So mainly social engineering, phishing simulation we can able to done. So through phishing simulation we can take like using some malware or backdoor. From that, how we can get processing, getting reversal. From that, how we can elevate the thing like penetration testing, like testing everything we can do. From that, using attack, how we can elevate and we can get the shell of access completely. So that's what red teaming process. The main goal is from outside point of view, like public perspective, we need to get the entry point. So that we need to do. And what is the resilience of cyber infrastructure? Like against phishing attack, how they are aware about that particular company. If they are any some attacker, some from outside that they giving some phishing link means how they are able to defend them. So that we going to check using physics simulation attack. I mean physics simulation. And like everything is moved in cloud and on-premises network, everything. So some critical server and customer data is obviously will be there. From outsider point of view, without giving any scope, mainly they will not provide any scope in redeeming. So from our external enumeration, like we need to find the way and we need to bypass like criticals are getting the access to critical server and customer data. So which is highly confidential data. Through that, how outsider network can exfiltrate the data. From exploitation data, how it's getting particularly it's impact the particular company. So this everything process is redeeming. So only like company will get will able to do the redeeming engagement. So mainly what are the scope asset will be under the test. So mainly network infrastructure, physical security, employees, everything will be there. So types of security testing, I mean in red team, when we got the red teaming engagement, we'll need to do like physical security, wireless security, social engineering, external red teaming, internal red teaming. So internal red teaming maybe in some engagement, some company they have the backend AD infrastructure. So I'll give the intro about AD. What is Active Directory? So if it is AD is relevant to that particular company that informants, we need to do AD as well, like internal as well, network security testing and breach simulation services. So I will give you like what exactly network and infrastructure, what are the testing we going to do, what we can able to proceed. I will explain that. So mainly, as I told before, every red team or leverage the attack like simulation methodology. So mainly like people, process, and technology. So what is phishing simulation? What exactly we can do? So what are the possibility scenario wise? I will tell you. We can send a real world phishing mail. So we can target one organization, which means our red team particular target engagement. So what adversary will do from outside? Like they will send the mail. From the mail, obviously they have the backdoor malware. If we get executed the malware, it's automatically getting the shell something we can get right. So in that case, we need to send the employees. We need to for employees we need to send the mail like phishing mail as a security researcher or the particular engagement team. So we need to observe the online behavior and access the knowledge what they I mean the people knowledge, people process knowledge. So they are aware about phishing attacks or not. So if they are clicking means that we need to be like we need to report and we need to do how they are aware about the phishing simulation. So sometimes they will get the reversal. We need to as a retailer like we need to do execute the particular thing as well. So in that case. From outsider perspective, the stakeholders and management people are aware about in a critical digital asset, everything we can product trade. So in that case, we can able to do the physics simulation. That everything will come into the physics simulation stuff. So and then physical security testing, what we can do, like we can able to do access control testing. So kind of checking vulnerability. Like in corporate, we have the access card, right? So card readers and electronic access control system. So using that, any tailgating we can able to do or not. So in recently in Parliament also some issue is happened. We are already aware about that thing. So only MPs we need to go to the Parliament. Some random people get into the Parliament. So in that case, that is a tailgating some stuff, right? Misusing the authorization. So from that we can check like physical security, biometric system. Like some office will have biometric key control. So it also involves like gate and entrances as well. So bypassing the gate, only authorized person get into the gates and entrances. CCTV system, like testing the reliability. It's already checking or particularly thing, or from that any bypass we can able to do as a adversary point of view. So guards and alarm triggers, server room access are only particular person need to go. So outsider can't able to go, right. So from that perspective, we need to think. So mainly we need to assess the security measure is placed to protect every critical server center, everything. It should be placed will be there. So in that thing, we need to get into focus on physical security. In wireless security, like what we can do, like SSID enumeration and access point, like wireless access point will be there. From that kind of testing we can able to do, and they are maintaining password policy. Particularly, it's going to go down or not in that way we need to check. So encryption testing, they maybe might be they will use WEP, WPA, WPA2, WPA3. So in that case, we need to check like any encryption related attacks we can able to perform. So
Karthik,
yeah,
sorry to stop you. Someone is saying your voice is audible but not very clear. Can you bit
oh, is
closer
it?
or do something?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, sure, sure.
Okay.
Okay.
And are you moving the slides or still it is in a content space?
No, actually, I'm moving this. I mean, asset under test one slide is there, right? There is a.
No, we can see only the contents page, the second slide. Okay, yeah, now only
I
we
mean,
can see.
fourth slide.
Okay, okay,
Oh,
got it.
okay, okay,
Thanks.
okay. Is it not moving?
Yeah, now it is in types of security testing.
Okay, before it's not moving, right?
It got stuck, it seems.
Oh, is it? Okay, okay. Now it's visible, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
continue.
sure. Yeah. Yeah. So yeah. Lastly, I spoke about wireless security. So what we can other possibility in the sense like a ROG access point detecting. So we can proceed with some jamming attacks. So kind of DOS, denial of service attack, and endpoint security. If it is that they're using the Bluetooth kind of thing, means we can test Bluetooth as well. So, and then social engineering. In social engineering, what exactly we can able to do as an adversary point of view? So, kind of phishing, we can trick the employee to reveal the sensitive information. And spear phishing, we can conduct like targeted phishing attack to particular specific individual within the organization. From that, we can able to get grab the information from the particular peoples. So on phone-based attack like phishing and baiting attack, so we can able to drop the USB like a rubber ducky or something. So we just convincing the particular people's working professional to plug in the company laptop. So from that we can able to get some information. So mainly we cover like breach simulation. So in breach simulation service, what we can able to do, like in that case, breaches happen. What are the remediation from company side they will do? So in that internally, as a with stakeholder permission, we are going to perform like breach simulation service. So like for that, we need to identify the goals. What objective of the breach simulation? So for example, testing the specific system or network segment, we was in the open source intelligence, complete gathering the recon information. So vulnerability analysis, exploitation, this is everything we need to do. So the main goal is adversary point of view, like outsider hackers point of view. Internally, one team is that is a red teamer. So we are going to help them, the company, like protecting the data from a hacking perspective. So only red team engagement will get into the point. So and then we'll come back to AD later. We'll see like what is red team, blue team, and purple team is pen test. So you guys know a lot of people will be professional of cybersecurity. So penetration testing, like in the sense like will expire, right? So VAPT, like vulnerability assessment, penetration testing. So in that case, what exactly will do means like they will give the scope. We need to test. It might be the web application and mobile application or anything like cloud or something, cloud auditing will done. So in red teaming, mostly they will not provide the scope. So in real time emulation, we need to, as a real adversary point of view, adversary in the sense hackers. So we need to evaluate the people mindset and what process technology they are using. We need to bypass that. That is the main motto of red teaming. So mainly we need to identify the gaps, kind of any gaps is from security perspective. So if it is that as a red teamer, we need to improve. We need to give the remediation for that, and we need to improve the security posture. So that is the main one. So in effort, what mainly we can do, like we can do normal manual and red team automation. This is a big step we already know. So what blue team will do means mainly it's kind of defenders. So defenders in the sense like hackers perspective, they will defend the particular attacking. So kind of incident response, digital forensic, that people will come into the defender side. So detection and response, that team will come to the. They also use the automated and manual. Then purple team. What purple team is actually there? My voice is clear, Rakesh? Hello.
Someone said still your voice is low and your slide is in fourth. Are you changing the
Actually, I'm
slide?
changing slide eight. Eight.
Okay, but I don't know
Oh,
why. Can you
so
close it and
everybody facing the issue, right? Or else few people are getting the issue.
yeah, I checked with my team as well. Everybody is still in the fourth slide.
Okay, it's okay.
Maybe you can try closing it and reopen it and let's see.
So now it's changing.
Yes. Can you change 2 to 3 slides and then we will see if it is tracked. Okay. Got it.
Yeah, now it's visible, right?
Yeah, now it
Yeah.
is.
If any blocker, please tell me, Rakesh.
Sure. I will
Yeah,
communicate.
yeah. So I'm explaining about this only. Now it's visible, no?
Yeah, it is
Yeah.
in red team, blue team slides.
Yeah, correct. If any blocker, please tell me. Yeah. Yeah, purple team, it's kind of not an individual team. Like we need to coordinate with red team and blue team. Like we need to together, we need to improve the security portion of the particular organization. Mainly coordination is in purple team. In pet testing, I already explained. Maybe the limited scope of test will be there. The goal is to find and need to exploit the vulnerabilities. So we need to increase the portion. So mainly, sometimes it will depend on the requirements. We'll use a manual tool as manual testing as well as some tools, commercial tools. So we can do some internal and external. So and then sorry, and web and application kind of testing. So these are the difference between stuff. So, so I will give quick intro about AD. Now it's visible here, Rakesh?
Yes, intro to AD.
Yeah, correct. So intro to AD. So what is Active Directory? So before getting to that, as I told before, Active Directory is also part of point in writing. So they using like AD stuff in backend. Active Directory, that particular organization, we need to test Active Directory as well. So what is Active Directory? Directory, this kind of directory. So mainly they will manage the Windows network. So particularly Windows network. So it will store like information about objects. So in AD they will say like, objects on the network. So mainly it is easily available to users and admins. So what is the main concept means? It's kind of one kind of main directory. So it will manage Windows Server and complete clients and network devices, firewall services, so email services, everything they will manage. It's kind of centralized one. So as of now, this is a fundamental stuff of Active Directory. Well, maybe next session, maybe we can go deep into the Active Directory. So what we can do in rating. So that's what I'm going to, as I said before, we need to get the process flow of complete rating. That's what I need to go today. So in Active Directory, what we can do? Recon and domain enumeration. So then we can move to the local privilege escalation, admin privilege escalation, then lateral movement. So and then domain admin privilege escalation, then cross trust attack. So using trust, we can abuse in the future and get into the attacks from getting and persist and exploit it. So we'll see in deep detail. So and important in AD is mainly what is Active Directory we need to know. So that's what here. And then AD authentication. What authentication mechanism they are using? So in AD, when you take like in normal AD, they use a Kerberos. So Kerberos is kind of authentication. I'm changing the slide, Rakesh.
Still, it is an intro to Active Directory.
Okay. Then I will come
Yeah,
back.
now it is. Yeah,
Yeah. Then
maybe
I will
every
do.
time you
Yeah.
need to do it like this. It seems.
Yeah. Yeah. No issue. No issue. I'll do it.
Okay.
AD authentication. Like in Kerberos, it's kind of protocol. You know, like 88, it's kind of Kerberos protocol. In AD, they will use Windows Active Directory environment. They will use as an authentication mechanism. So it's actually what is the thing means as a client, behalf of user, they will obtain the tickets called KDC, that is Key Distribution Center. So which means the service is running on the domain controller. You can see in the picture. So in Kerberos is kind of protocol. That is, I mean, authentication protocol. Same like there is an attack called Kerberos. So I will give a small intro about that. So this is the client. You can see the here the computer, and this is the application server. How this authentication mechanism will work. So mainly, I mean, six processes will go into the process. When we type user credential, it will type like converted into the NTLMS and some timestamp will be there. So the timestamp is getting encrypted with a particular hash. It will send to the KDC. That is a key distribution center. So we can see KDC. So it will send back to the client. The TGT is encrypted and signed. So after that, as a KRTG, there is a one concept like KRPTGT. It can be open and read by the TGT data. So it will after sending to the client, we need to send to the back to the KDC. So once we send like KRPTGT hash, so we need to request a TGS ticket. So as a TGS REQ like request. So once after KDC will send back like NTLM hash, the TGS encrypted using service NTLM hash. So from that, using that hash, we are going to connect with the application server. So that we can see like fifth point. So here, Kerberos, we are using this stuff like 3 and 4. From that, we are performing some Kerberos attack. So that is a different thing. We'll see in, later. So here we can see like user connect to the particular server hosting the service. So that is a appropriate port and present the TGS. So that we got in before previous fourth. So this like this only server like authentication mechanism will work on Kerberos. Okay, in I mean in AD, Active Directory. So yeah, this we completed. So now we back to the red team. Like what exactly complete approach as I told before. So like phishing simulation, I already told what we need to identify the fully impact of a realistic threat from outsider point of view. So and then what there is a two thing like external red team and internal red team. What is external red team and what is the internal red team? So we'll get into it. So in external, we like as I told before, we need to operate outsider perspective.
Karthik, can you change it to full screen mode?
Yeah, it's changed, Ramesh.
The slideshow mode. So
Now it's visible.
yeah, I mean screen is visible. Can you change it to slideshow mode on top left? Yeah, from current slide.
Is it visible?
Not yet, I think.
What is the issue?
From try give from current slide or from beginning.
This is facing everybody, like everyone is facing the issue.
Yes, I guess audience. Same, I guess.
Can on slide bro. That slide.
Okay, okay, got it.
Okay.
So from beginning or from current slide is not working.
Yeah, I gave from beginning. Current slide is now I gave current slide. So actually, what is the issue? Like it's not visible like full screen now.
So I'm gonna say try selecting the slideshow window while sharing the screen.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing now. From beginning.
Okay, continue. Let's not interrupt.
Okay. So this method is also not working. Like now it's not full screen now.
Try
Yeah, it
F5.
is. Yeah, press F5. Sometimes that will work.
Hmm.
Okay,
No?
maybe the left pan right. That's getting disturbed. That's why I asked you to.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's not waste time. Please continue.
So it's visible now?
Yes, proposed security testing approach.
Correct, correct. So yeah, external we need to as I told before, external and internal. So from outsider perspective, we need to get we need to simulate the actions on the external attack. So what attacker will do without giving the scope. So that is external red teaming. So they don't have any prior knowledge about internal systems stuff. So they publicly using the publicly available information, they will proceed the red team engagement. I mean external red team engagement. So mainly the thing is like real world simulation we can be able to do using TTP. That is our tactic technique procedure. So basically threat actor including able to attach the breach external defenses. So mainly they will bypass, try to bypass the defenses of external. So gain unauthorized access and exploit the vulnerability and document it and reproduce it. So that's everything will come into the external retaining. So what internal? What is the difference between external and internal? So we'll get into the internal stuff. So mainly it will operate in the within the organization. They will simulate in the actions of incident threat. So here only the AD complete setup will come into the point. So which gave the access of complete AD environment. From that we need to test. So some company they will give separate AD penetration testing. Like we are doing web application, mobile application. So same thing, some application approach for only AD testing. So that also will one case. So they in internal they will get a better understanding of organization, how the internal system is working. In external they have using public facing information only they will need to enumerate. So that is another case. So in internal security control and monitoring detection capabilities, everything we need to check and we need to analyze the residents, how the attacker able to get into the internal stuff. So mainly privilege escalation, as I told before, in that recon and domain enumeration, we need to check as a point of Active Directory. So exploitation of internal vulnerabilities, in that case we need to. So we can see some advantages and disadvantages of external and internal. In advantages, in external perspective, we can say like realistic threat. There is no unbiased perspective. So from adversary point of view, we can approach for realistic threat. So in case of a hacking happen means what attacking we can able to find. But in internal, we can't able to possess on because they gave the access. We need to check in the perspective as well. In the perspective only. It's not kind of fully simulated external threat and potential. There is a conflict will be there comparatively external and internal. So in external, what is the disadvantage? Means there is a lack of internal system. We don't have scope stuff. We need to enumerate and we need to get the access. So that is a complete stuff. So now back to the slides. The red team engagement and adversary emulation. It's not limited to the constraint, but also in the normal security test, we need to able to do. We have follow that this much. Before that, I will show the TTP. So far. There is a framework called Metri and CK. I told you right. TTP and tactic technique procedure. So in that,
Context slide not refreshed.
I will share 1 second, Rakesh.
Yeah, sure. Or send slide to me. I will check with team if they can share.
Yeah, sure. Now it's visible.
Yes, Mitri ATT and CK framework. Yeah.
Yeah, correct. So before I told like TTP. So what is TTP? Tactic technique procedure. So everyone, in red team like we can focus on. I told like some step is there, right? So reconnaissance, resource development, initial access, from that lateral movement, collection, C2C, and impact. So based on that, we can elevate our red team engagement. So we'll see one by one what is the process. Now it's full screen visible now. PPT.
Yes, Karthik, now it is so.
Yeah, then fine, nice. Okay. So now we'll get into it. What recognition? As I showed before, we have some other framework as well. In further slide, I will explain. So we know all reconnaissance, like what we can do. So from external perspective, I'm going to talk about complete external only. So already discussed with the external and internal. So you got understanding about what exactly we'll do in external, what exactly we'll do in internal. So in reconnaissance, what exactly like we can perform like active scan and passive scan in weaponization. So we can couple remote access expert. It's kind of payload, deliverable payload. From that, we can get the access. So once it is completed, means we can move to the next step like delivery. So that payload we can deliver to the target environment. So then, as I told before, physics simulation, some organization will done separately. So we can in red teaming we can inject with like social engineering. The next step. So it's kind of a simulation. From that, we can get process and people, technology, everything. We can get access, like trick the user, so that everything will do. And from that also we can get reversal something we can do. And exploitation and persistence. So we can try to exploit using that vulnerability initial access. So then how we can going to maintain the persistence persistently, how we can going to maintain the particular exploit. And defense evasion will come into the point. Definitely, that in backend there we are defense stuff. So how we going to exploit? Exploit that and that particular defense. So that is a waiting direction. And this for everything example we have. In further slide we'll see. Like and then C2C will be there. C2C, command and control. So particularly we getting the target of using C2C, and then discovery. Through discovery, gaining the information about complete system and how's the internal network, then move to the privilege exclusion. So getting the higher privilege of system or network, like horizontal, vertical, you guys already know about that. So after that, getting the core execution. So on credential access, getting domain credential or system credential. From that, move to the elevating the privileges. So and then later movement, accessing and control the remote system on the network, like pivoting and moving to the other network using the compromised network. So and then collection, gathering the information about target of prior exfiltration, like exfiltrate the data, modify the data, everything will get into the point. Then exfiltration will come into the point. Maybe mainly transferring the data from our network to our a particular network, so that everything will come into the these are the proposed testing approach for retain. Yeah, so we'll go to the next slide. So adversary emulation plan. In adversary emulation plan, what exactly we are doing? I'm changing the slide, Rajesh.
Yes, now it is perfect. Adversary emulation plan.
Nice. Okay. Fine. Adversary emulation plan. Like, what is adversary emulation plan? Adversary, you guys know, like a hacker. So from outsider perspective, we need to plan. Like as a red teamer, we need to plan. If we have the good planning only, we can find some good finding, right? So in the case, following the same TTP as I showed before, tactic, technique, procedure, they have the complete stuff. One by one thing. Like we need to find a specific objective, what we are going to do. Using that plan, that threat intelligence coming to the point. So threat intelligence, you guys already know. Threat intelligence, what exactly means, I will explain that. Will they collect the data, and how it's processed and analyze, like how understand the threat actor motive. Like from hacker perspective, we need to think what target and what attack behavior. We need to gather the complete intelligence, like what threat is possible there. And we need to extract the TTP as I showed before. From that, we need to analyze. So analyze and organize. So we need to create a plan for particular target system. So from that yeah. So threat intelligence provides the adversary emulation plan. So how we can plan, like using the extract TTPs, how we can do. So here you can see like recon. So active scanning, everything will be there, like fishing for information. If we take like recon means, there is a 10 step will be there. Total slide 14, everything will be there. So resource development, what resource we can develop, we can compromise it. When you click here, you can see like in detail about compromise account and everything. So we need to follow that. We need to create for our target, because our target is different. Using this ATD and CK matrix, we need to develop our own plan for threat intel, for adversary emulation plan. So that is the main thing. Good threat intel plan produce a good result. So that is what in red team very important. So on framework and methodology, as I told before, in mobile, I mean in web application testing, we using the WAP standard, right? Like we using the WAPs, and CVSS score we are using for CVSS scoring matrices. So like that in red team also we have different stuff like cyber kill chain, unified kill chain, MITRE and ADTCK, regulatory framework methodology, and red team framework methodology. So it is based on our usage only. Whatever we are comfortable and we are based on requirement, we can use that. So I will show that how is it will be that like cyber kill chain. You can see that is different from TTP. They use their own standard, like same only, but only the concept is different. Recon and weaponization, delivery, exploitation, installation, C2C, and action of objective. They create their own kill chain. So and then unified kill chain is another one. So first they will focus on recon and resource development, delivery, social engineering, like that command and control. So then pivot, discovery, privilege escalation, and lateral movement. Finally, they will get into the collection, exploitation. As I showed before, same only, but only the concept and chaining will be different. So that is the overall thing. C2 framework, like C2 framework plays an important role. Adversary, they will use to communicate with the system using the victim network. So we have the C2 framework like GUI version, we can command and control using the GUI. So the major one is Covenant, Empire, Cobalt Strike, and also we can use, we can leverage the system like, there is a C2 matrix on website will be there. One link will be there. From that, we have every name and license. It may be the commercial or free. Everything details will be there, and GitHub link with GitHub link and versioning, what they are using in backend, what are the particularly language they use, UI, everything. So we are comfortable with that, we can use. So you can see Cobalt Strike, mainly the famous one is Cobalt Strike, right? So we can check Cobalt Strike. You can see commercial $5,900. So which are we are comfortable with that, we can go get with the C2C framework. So then MITRE and CK. What is MITRE and CK? We can go get exactly. So which are the teams? Other teams also using. So mainly, as I told before, recon, resource development, initial access, execution. From execution to exfiltration and impact, we can able to proceed with MITRE and CK. So ATT and CK stand for mainly adversary tactic and technique and common procedure. So that is ATT in CK definition. So mainly it is a manager developed by ATT and CK matrix. It's kind of repository for adversary TTP. Mainly in adversary point of view, we can create our own plan. So that is a major concept. So and it is separated into 14 tactics as I showed before. So this is mostly based on the adversary behavior. So from adversary behavior, we are going to create our, like we are going to find a real world observation, what we are going to think and like adversary, and we are going to perform the red team engagement. That is the overall concept. In red teamer, like they will emulate the TTP through this kind of recon and resource development. And blue teamer also they will use a MITRE and ATTCK like to build the scorecard and defend against the various TTP. So mainly in adversary point of view, MITRE and ATTCK is very useful one. So, and then we'll go for main execution stuff. So firstly, we'll get into the initial full door. Compromise the system. Getting to the compromise system, I'm just dividing the thing from TTP. Like this is the overall red team execution. So if you are going to perform the red team execution, this is the phases. Like in initial full door will come into the recon and weaponization. This is everything I explained already. Delivery, social engineering, persistence, defense evasion, command and control. This is the one phase. So kind of initial full door. After getting initial full door, we're going to compromise the system. Like we already compromised the system. Then we are going to the network propagation, like internal network. So after discovery, privilege escalation, credential access, lateral movement. Once this process is completed, we're going to critical asset access, like collection, every access we have, like critical assets, like confidential information, everything we have. So from that, we need to collect and exfiltrate, the transferring the data, everything, target manipulation. This everything will come to the point. After that, final step is we are going to report as a deliverable. So that is the overall phase of red teaming. So we'll see like what are the scopes will be in red teaming. Scope of work like brand monitoring, like attack surface management. So it includes like we need to analyze and remediating and monitoring the organization potential vulnerability, like in hacker perspective. In a scope of engagement, mainly what are the things we need to focus means like before prior to engagement, rules of engagement validation, prior as a red teamer and stakeholder, that particular company stakeholder, we need to define the rules of engagement. So in case any issue has been happened, means that's everything we need to discuss prior to red team engagement. So planning the threat infrastructure, we need to write the detailed plan what you are going to execute and what are the things we are going to penetrate the organization, because it's going to be a live production environment. If you are doing something, means we need to prior to inform to the particular stakeholders. So through mail or through we need to update daily status as well. So particularly and external recon mainly will perform like external recons like OSINT, that stuff. Social engineering, already discussed. Initial access and enumeration, code execution, like using OAuth stuff 10 we have like normal web application. So on privilege escalation like horizontal and vertical, credential access and dumping to further exploit, dump the user credential, and from that how we are going to compromise the asset and move into the other user ID. And lateral movement, like pivoting into the network into the scope. From that, how we are going to the moving to the other network, lateral movement, like that will everything will be to the point. And finally, engagement closeout. So everything process like testing everything will proceed after completing. We need to clean the compromised infrastructure because it's already in production environment, right? So we need to ensure the fully operational and we need to restore the necessary backup if it is needed. Like how it's originally they gave before to testing, we need to give them back to particular thing. That is everything will come into the engagement closer, and we need to tap the reporting with attack path. What observation we are as a red teamer we have been done. So that everything. These are the scope of work that complete A to user, like from scratch to end. So we'll see now as a demo, like small demo, how to perform, how to execute that everything stuff. So, for example, consider like asset scoping. If it is a network like 10.0 to 10.0 to 0.255. So, asset like one, it is a 2019 machine and Windows 10 machine, one calling machine, web application, some printers, some routers, some switches. Consider as in on a corporate environment. So, how we are going to perform the red team? So, these are the on real time. We'll take as a scenario. We'll get into it. So, in kind of red team original project means we'll proceed with this stuff. This scenario based on. So already adversary point of view you need to think. So what we are going to do first, external. First, we need to understand the complex organization, what sensitive asset they are handling, physical or demonstrate. So from that, we need to perform the real world attackers like exploit, achieve the goal. Finally, we need to exploit the particular thing from adversary point of view. What we are going to do first. So external record using TTP, we will have a adversary emulation plan. From that, we are going to do this stuff. So I created like external record. So mainly we'll gather the information from target outside the network and system. Then moving to the social engineering phishing attack. Through phishing attack, we getting the initial access. So take it as a scenario like I'm sending a mail to one particular support team or something. They will clicking the link. From that, that is a malware link, as I told before, opening session. So in backdoor, I'm setting the backdoor malware. The particular user is clicking the link. I'm getting the reversion. Getting the initial access. So through initial access, I'm going to recon and enumerate. So from that, what I'm going to do, like gaining initial foothold within the network. So once getting the initial foothold, I'm just executing the code execution. So from code execution, there is an attack called uncoded pause service attack. Through that, I can achieve the code execution. So then, once the code execution is done, there is another step. Another step is called defense. Some defense evasion. Defense system is there in backend. So I'm going to bypass the defense evasion. So how we are going to bypass the defense evasion? So using Hawk Shell and Scab, some tools is there. So through that, I'm going to bypass the defense evasion. So I'm then going to move into the privilege escalation. So there is a eternal blue exploit is there. That is the machine. That particular thing is exploit to eternal blue. Through eternal blue, getting the privilege escalation. From that, I'm getting the credential access and dumping the credential through. Now you just need to assume like in credential access there is a AD environment as you showed before. you can already see 2019 server. So from that, I'm getting dumping the credential access. So token impersonation or attack is kind of AD attack. Like from that, I'm just dumping the token. So then moving to the later movement. So you guys now pass the hash. So that is also coming to the AD stuff. We have the POC. We'll see that particularly. Then once the pass the hash is executed, then I'm moving to the persistence. Like we need to maintain the connection persistence, right? So we are going to move into the persistence connection. So mainly the particular foothold, compromise system, everything. In case any restart, anything somebody happen means it's going to be the persistence. So we are going to use the Metasploit module called persistence service. Some module like in Metasploit we are using. And data exfiltration. So through data exfiltration, I'm just manipulating through DNS manipulation. I'm getting the data exfiltration. So that is the overall thing. So once this now every written process is going to getting completed. So then what is the process? Engagement closure. As I told before, we need to clean up the compromised infrastructure because we are expiring everything, right? So that it should not be the it is a production environment for the company. Everything we need to clean and we need to make sure fully operational and restore the necessary backup. So one more thing, this secreted is completely assumption only. For example, you guys need to understand so the how the red team engagement stuff. So that's what I need to tell you. And red team methodologies. This everything I already explained. External recon, social engineering, external recon, social engineering, defense evasion, privilege escalation. This is detail in detail will be there. So we can move to the next step. In external recon, now here what I'm planning means I'm just giving the some tools what I showcased in before that mind map. So using that we can give the external reconnaissance. So and then some photos will be there. So I mean POC will be there. How we can able to execute that. So main thing is this mind map. Using mind map, I'm going to explain the further step. Yeah. So external recon, we already discussed the process of gathering the information. That is the main thing in written. So because we have no scope, nothing will be there. You guys already know showdown stuff all like how showdown how we can get some information. So nmap and Maltico SQL map everything. So I'll show some thing about showdown. So you guys already know when I type AWS, you can see like total result like 49,000 plus and top open ports like organization they are using top products. From that, based on our target, we can research on that. So we can see the results they are using the AWS. From that, we can grab the information. So that is one example I just need to show you. So and then we have a lot of information like open source. In OSINT, when you open the OSINT website, there is a lot of tools will be there. So we can utilize that and from that we can gather the information like gather the information. It will be more useful. So showdown, like enterprise option that everything you guys know. Yeah. So then Maltigo is kind of a graphical representation link tools. It will shows like real time data mining information gathered. So we can utilize whatever tools we have. Like from that we can gather the information of particular users, company, particular employees, HR team, IT team, IT support team. For example, from that we can gather some information. It will be used for social engineering simulation in further time. Further in my map, I showed right. It will be very useful for that. So we can utilize that tool. And once external recon is completed, we can go to the social engineering. In social engineering, we just clicking the user and get the information. You guys are like phishing, wishing, tailgating, impersonation, baiting, everything is coming to the point. So mainly we can perform the phishing. What tools we can use like GoFish, Kingfisher, Rebel URL, 0365 attack toolkit. So from that, in phishing simulation, the main thing is like the particular. As an attacker, we need to perform a red teamer. We need to perform like without getting doubt. That employee should be without. They don't need to get any doubt. So it's kind of don't move to the spam folder or something. It should be a very legit. Like that, we need to create the phishing mail. So once it is completed, for example, this is a GoFish user interface. So we can utilize the GoFish tool and we can get the as a real world phishing attack. Like using simple, we can get as a campaign. So the main thing is, as I told before, they don't need to get the doubt. They should need to click the link. That's what our main motto. So like that, we need to utilize the GoFish one, or else other tool as well. So once it is completed, we get the initial access and record and enumeration. In initial access, Nmap, Ruscan, Google Doc, we can utilize the OSINT tool. From that, we can grab the information subdomain thing. So because mainly they will not provide the any scope, right? We need to find initial access phase. Major role in red team. So that is very important. After getting the initial access, for example, in an enterprise machine or something. So the first step, this is a very scenario based only. Like IMAP scanning the open ports, any open ports is there. From that, we are going to like we found some 7990, which is getting the GitHub page. From that, Google Docking, some using open ports, we are going to the GitHub page. Some stored information is there. So using stored information, we can get into the login, right? It might be the manager login or HR login, something. It's kind of scenario to get understandable. So using GitHub, the main motto is using GitHub. We found some credential. So through credential, we are doing some other thing, getting some privilege escalation or something, getting to the access of particular account or something. It's kind of leakage. So then moving to the code execution. In code execution, we just introduce some malicious code. It's allowed to attacker to getting the complete application. So when you giving the vulnerable code, it's getting the access to the particular application. We can utilize the tool like Metasploit, Impacket, PowerSploit. This PowerSploit, everything will come into the AD environment. Power up of SQL, Power Map, that everything we can utilize. For example, here what I'm doing is like in code execution. First, we generating like this is a completely active directory environment. So I'm using the Metasploit as a reverse, like using MSF Phenom. I'm just creating the payload. So after that, I'm just compromising using zero tier one service. So that is vulnerable to unquoted pause service attack. So as it showed in mine, so it contains some bases like from that I'm just executing. You can see here I'm getting the shell. So shell of a particular this Windows machine. So like that you can execute the code execution. Then moving to the after executing the code execution, we need to bypass a defense. So that is antivirus. So antivirus mostly they will use like malware signature, right? Suspicious behavior. So when we have the malware thing, so based on the suspicious, we can get into that. Signature based detection will be there. So we can utilize the tool like Offshell, Scarecrow, Obfuscation, like Avant, Villain, something. Some tools will be there. So here, what we are doing, like this is the IP. So as I showed before, this is everything real time scenario. What I already done. Before I showed, right, like 2019 server. From the 2019 server, we're using the hoax shell. So I'm just bypassing the one other network. Here you can see. 1 second, I will show that. Yeah. Here you can see the network. So like that, I set up on an internet network for my study purpose. From that only, this POC is everything real-time scenario. So this is a picture, pictorial representation. I back to that. So through Oakshell, I'm just executing the particular network. So I can able to bypass that Frank Castle. Like this is my user machine. So from that I get into that. You can type when I type host name something, you can get into the particular another machine. So yeah, this is another scenario. Scarecrow, using Scarecrow, it's kind of payload creation framework. So mainly what's DLL loader is loaded into the memory. So mainly to utilize like process memory. Using process memory, we're going to bypass that. Here I'm using the Scarecrow tool. From that I'm just executing and taking the reversal. You can see like Marvel RP Park. Then privilege escalation. Moving to the privilege escalation. Horizontal privilege escalation, vertical privilege escalation we can done. So horizontal, you guys know, like privilege to standard user account, like with lower level privileges, and vertical means root access getting the higher privileges, kind of that. So how we are going to use in real time scenario? I'm just taking the scenario like eternal blue. It is a particular application is vulnerable to eternal blue. We going to gaining a shell of compromised system. So you can see there is a lot of stuff will be there. So session, I'm just moving to the I. So here I'm just getting the shell of a particular thing. So the next step, what other tools we have? Privilege escalation, Bloodhound, Metasploit, and Evacate, and Sweet Potato, and CrackMapX. So CrackMapX we can use for in AD we can use it. Mimikatz is kind of open source tool. In Active Directory stuff, it's very plays a vital role. And PowerU, but also it's mainly used for like Active Directory recon and enumeration and exploitation stuff. And credential access. Credential access, we just stealing the credential from like account names or password kind of token. So using this token, how we are going to authenticate information? Using that, how we are going to authenticate as a other user. So that we are going to do that we can do. So Mimikatz, Metasploit, Laxami, these are the other tools. So here I'm using the token impersonation attack using the same AD environment. I'm just stealing the access token. So from that, I'm just going to impersonate particular privileges. Like I'm just getting hash dump here. Once hash dump is there, after that using Metabeta, I'm getting another user account. So that is our job. So we can leverage that. And other tools we can use like Metasploit, PSX module in Metasploit. So mainly it execute commands on remote Windows system. So mainly running them locally. So in cognitive module, it's also mainly used for to impersonate the user token. So after the system compromising system, Laxami, it's kind of open source tool. We can retrieve the password on stored local computer. So later movement. So later movement, we are going to move to the after gaining the initial access, we're going to move deeper into the network. So kind of sensitive data, higher value asset, confidential data, everything. So we are going to pivoting one machine to another machine. Like if you have the file network, we are going to pivot to the another network. So through the compromised environment. So might be getting increase the privileges using various tools. You can utilize the CrackMapX, secret system, ASCAT, SharpNop X. So we'll see like how we are going to perform the lateral movement. So through pass the hash, I'm moving to the lateral movement. So this attack is actually in area environment. So capture the password hash. After passing, you're going to authenticate and lateral access through the network system. So basically, using CrackMapX, that is through SMB and connecting the particular network. So after the U means username at castle and D domain model.local, P is password. So after executing that, I'm getting the ticket like hash I will get. So you can see like model.local, castle, prinode, everything. So from that, once I got the hash using the, I'm just leveraging the impact at PSX, the Peter Parker, and utilizing the hash. After that, I getting the shell. So mainly bypassing the authentication mechanism to getting the access to the particular resources, like through the hash. That is a pass the hash. Once it is completed, we can utilize a tool like CrackMapX, secret dump, hashcat, everything. Like it's kind of a CrackMapX is a post exploitation tool, mainly used for vulnerabilities in Windows network. Secret dump is like specifically designed to type of credential and secret from Windows system. Mainly that SAM security account management, database and Active Directory database entity. So hashcat, like crack the password as it's mainly used in it, and persistence over compromise as well. So we need to do the persistence like after compromising, maintaining the foothold without compromising. Compromise system. Once the particular user is restart or changing the credential, it should be a persistence one. So we can utilize a tool like Metasploit, Mimikatz, Shardsploit, and Silent Trinity. So persistence, how we can achieve, like I'm using after gaining the admin access of a particular compromised machine, I'm using a module called local persistence service. So you can see like here. So here I'm giving the localhost IP, the particular IP and local port and session ID. After getting the exploitation, just explode the executable. Then I'm just generate the resource script file. So from that I'm getting the reversal. So once everything is getting the shell, we can see like we can see here I'm getting the complete shell of the particular machine. So through that we can achieve the persistence and data exfiltration. So data exfiltration mainly refers to the unauthorized and extraction or removal. So mainly getting the grabbing the confidential information from the network. It might be the computer system or complete organization infra. So DNS manipulation, it's kind of setting the fake DNS server using DNS queries. So here, DNS manipulation is one kind of thing I'm using for data exfiltration methodology. So that is a scenario here. Mainly we can utilize the tools like packet grabber, sharp, exfiltrate, and DNS exfiltrate, power cloud, stuff. And Packetify, what exactly it's doing means kind of first will be the basic shipper encoder and by 58x coder. So once the query start capture the DNS server, from that we are going to achieve the DNS manipulation through. So through DNS manipulation, we can achieve the DNS exfiltration. That is a scenario I'm just giving here. So you can see here to run the packet grabber, it must SSH will be there. From that, and getting grabbing some information. So cat.auto.txt means from that I'm just opening means we can exfiltrate the data. So that is the overall thing. So final phase, this everything is red team engagement has been over. So final phase as a thing, we need to give the deliverable report, engagement closeout plan for the activity to complete the red team engagement. So for that, next step is like we need to assessing the compromised infrastructure and develop the cleanup process. So if we have any exploit or anything we have been running development, online environment means we need to clean up the process and isolate the compromised infra because it should be we need to, and main thing we need to inform everything. If we have any compromised or something information, we need to intimate to stakeholder immediately to the particular team members. So, and if it is a compromised data, we need to isolate that without using a public using interface, and we need to remediate the vulnerability which are lead to the compromise as a deliverable report with POC, and restoring the we need to back up as a restore like original environment, and we need to monitor any initial activity and review means everything we need to submit to the particular company, and documentation and remote final report we need to submit as a thing. So engagement closeout report should be like executive summary, like what summary we have been done, like closeout activity outcome, what is the key finding. This is everything normal how we are going to perform the submit the final report. So the restoration, everything should be documented. Importance of cleanup and restoration, everything need to be there. So and then the objective began accessing the compromised infrastructure. Now once the red team engagement is completed, so we can give the reason for cleanup and restoration effort. So mainly this flows out related to compromised infrastructure. Mainly this red team engagement is for from adversary point of view. Nobody should be hacked. In that base, red team engagement is very important. So these are the overall methodology. And methodology we need to give like what assessing compromised infrastructure, everything in detail we need to present thing. Yeah. These are the overall thing, and recommendation we need to provide to improve the security and prevent the future compromises. So through this report, it should be very helpful for the company organization. So mainly these are the overall thing for red team engagement. Guys, have any questions?
Thanks, Karthik. Guys, if you have any questions, you can ask. This is your time to talk. Karthik, is there any place where the participants can learn all these resources?
So mainly comparative Active Directory, you need to learn means you can go for CRTP stuff, CRTP syllabus. From that, you can go we can get a good understanding of AD, intro to AD, fundamental and phases of AD. In that we can do. And for red teaming, there is a SANS 565 on courses. So in that, can get grab the information about complete information of complete from scratch how we need to able to proceed with the red team stuff. SANS 565. The course name is SANS 565.
Okay, got it. So I think no more questions for the participants. Feel free to ask. We're going to wind up the session.
Hello.
Yes.
Yeah, hi
Yeah.
Divya.
Yeah, hi sir. So my question is basically, I am a fourth year student, and I'm
Okay.
trying to shift my career to cybersecurity and stuff. So
Okay.
what would you recommend to start from? Whether do I have to find the courses? Also, find that there are many transferable skills. If that's so, what are the transferable skills I can apply here to kickstart my career in India?
Yeah. So you can just there is a varied domain in cybersecurity. There is a blue team, red team, and pen testing. In pen testing, they will focus on web application, mobile application stuff. So if you all going to need to go to with pen testing means you can go with TryAcme. There is a good learning platform from scratch. And then Hack the Box is there. So from that and some medium blogs is how mainly ports figure. So if you want to learn ports figure for web application testing, there is a very good platform. So on SOC level means there is a SIMS or tool stuff will be there. So we can go with that roadmap. So in React itself, there is a roadmap called every cybersecurity, every platform, maybe the red team, maybe the web application testing. From that, you can start with React.
Oh, okay, and thank you. And one more question,
Yeah.
and also about the job market and the availability. I couldn't find the more number of jobs in cybersecurity like when compared to the other fields. So, is will that be a barrier to enter into the field? And also, they require a number of certifications like CH and OSWP and all those stuff. Do you recommend for a beginner that they should be completed all these certifications?
Yeah, if you have certification, it is like it kind of validation only. Maybe might be the requirement that is a major one for corporate stuff. You guys already know. So and then cybersecurity, you have the job vacancy. That is not like there is no vacancy support. We have a vacancy. We need to main thing is we need to input the skill, and if you have the certification, recruiter they will validate as you like. We have you have the more priority, so we have the certification because we are proving we are I'm having the skill in particular field, right? So can go with particular certification which field you are going we are interested. So and also mainly skills. Comparative certification you need to improve the more skills on the particular domain. So that should be great.
Yeah, okay, so thank you.
Yeah.
I've just sent the TriAcme link, and TriAcme is conducting Advent of Cyber. Like it is a program which starts from December 1 to December 23. You can take part in that. It is a free event, and they will give you a free certificate and some other prizes are there as well. So, as Karthik suggested, TriAcme is a good platform to learn, and you can join our channels to get other resources as well. We will be continuously sharing resources in terms of beginner, intermediate, and advanced. So you can ask questions over there as well. Yeah. Okay, and it's time.
Rakesh, I need to
Yeah.
add something. I need to know about the feedback. Like, you guys very useful. Any new like learning is there in that session?
Yeah, we personally, the core team, enjoyed whatever the topics you were presenting today, and some of the topics are new for me as well in terms of TTP, attacking procedures, everything, and all. So, if the participants have filled out the feedback, right, we will be sharing the feedback to you as well
Yeah, yeah,
to
sure, sure.
understand. Yeah.
Yeah, sure. You can do, Rakesh.
Okay, and to wrap up, thanks, Mr. Karthik, for the amazing session. I hope all the participants was benefited and learned something new. Karthik has done various certifications. You can reach out to him for help if needed. Wishing you all the best from our team for many more certifications, Karthik. Rootecstak goal is to spread awareness in cybersecurity and bring out a greater number of students and professionals into the cybersecurity domain to provide them a clear guidance about career opportunities. We take pride in doing that. Together, we can make the world a better cyber safe place. We will be having our first offline event in January with four different speakers in four topics happening in Chennai. Please fill out the feedback form that is shared during the session. We will be conducting online sessions like this in the future. Let's see you all in the next event. Do support us and join our community channels, telegrams to get all the resources and updates. Thank you all. Have a good day.
Yeah, thank you, team. Thank you for your time.
Thanks, Karthik.
Yeah, bye.